What is up, everyone? How we doing out there? It's Turkey Day. I'm Justin. Today is 11272025, November 27th, 2025. Wake up, Justin. Live on YouTube, 5 days a week, every morning, 8 through 10. I'm here. Hope everyone out there travels safe today. Makes their destination safe. Hopefully you got some plans, either with some friends or some family. Eat some food. Be thankful that you're still above ground, still breathing, and living another day on God's green earth. Right now it's snowing though, so you don't see much green anymore. But I think you know what I mean when I say that. So, how's everyone doing out there today? First and foremost, condolences and prayers sent out to the two guardsmen shot at DC yesterday in a senseless act by one perpetrator. You know, sad, man. It's sad. It's sad that it happened, especially around the holidays. I myself have experienced, loss during the holidays. I don't think I really been on stream and talked about like my life and my personal experiences. So I'll share one with you as a reflection. Back when I was in my 20s, I had a rough time in my 20s. I lost a lot of people in my life. I lost a lot of family members, and one being my half brother, Staff Sergeant Donald G. Norvell. He was in the Air Force back in, I want to say 2015. I was in my 20s. He was my half brother. My dad married my mom. She had two kids already. So, and then they gave birth to me. So I have a half sister. I have a half sister and a half brother. And Staff Sergeant Donald G. Norvell, growing up with him, was a different character. Big brain. Went to Kent State University for where'd he go to? Went to Kent State University and got his degree in. I'm looking it up real quick. He passed away in 2012. Yeah, recognized for his intellect and military contributions. Which is crazy that this is like, he got his master's degree in physics from Kent State in Ohio. It's kind of crazy that, this is all online like this about him. But he passed away off base in his apartment. I'm still not quite sure what happened to him yet, nor do I really don't ask, just because it's a hard time for my parents. I just, I don't try to bring up old wounds like that, so I really, but he passed away, yeah, in 2012, huh? So that happened when I was in my 20s, I want to say. Um, yeah, my 20s that happened. So that was around Thanksgiving time, November 14th, around Thanksgiving time. No, that's the one day I'll never forget in my life. Watching the military and police pull up to my house and knocking on the door and informing my mom that her son is dead. And watching that happen and everything, and that was, that's something I'll never forget in my life. Um, I remember the day very fondly. Well, I remember the morning very fondly and the night very fondly, for sure. I remember my mom saw who's at the front door and stuff like that. She already knew. Um, she already knew what was going on when she answered the door. She kind of fell to her knees and started crying right away, just because she already knew, like, and they read her the letter about, is this your son, and informed her that he passed away, and the condolences and the condolences from the president, and they had like a letter and everything, and so when he passed away, um, I'll show you real quick. When he passed away, it was this is him right here. Uh, Graduated Kent State with a master's degree in physics. Served in precision measurement equipment laboratory specialist in Travis Air Force Base in Fairfield, California. His hobbies include libertarian politics, thorough ethical genetics, and monetary policy. And he was known for his studious nature and love for playing pool and chess. How do they know this? Is what's crazy to me, that they know all that about it. That's wild to me that um being knows this about him, that he played pool and chess and was as well as reading and watching movies. The fact they know that's kind of crazy. Um, and with full military honors, force in the Charles A. Collins. Hold on, Charles A. Collins, what? Well, it doesn't say. Oh, American Legion Post. Okay. Um, but yeah, so that was my half brother. Um, and his death was very unexpected and just altogether not only like a hard time and a hard experience, but also a strange one. Um, when he passed away, we live in Michigan. He was in California, whatever. So they sent like a list of things of his belongings, but some of it got taken away into military custody. Obviously, like his laptop and his electronic devices got taken away, and everything like that. The phones. The phones were tapped for a week. I was on the phone with my ex-girlfriend at the time, talking to her. I remember being like, hey, do you hear someone on the phone listening to us? And it felt like someone was listening to us on the phone. Like you hear someone breathing while we were talking. And then right when I said that, like, hey, I think someone's listening to us, both our lines got dropped and we both got transferred to different calls. And then I had a military van follow me around my town for a week, which is probably the most eye-opening, like, holy cow, this is real type thing ever. Because I knew the van was following me because they all drive like the Chrysler vans with like certain colors, and stuff like that, whatever. And I saw the van follow me everywhere. I went for a whole week. And the last time I saw it, I was driving home from work, and the van was sitting in an empty parking lot all alone, right? And then when the van saw me go by, it pulled out of the parking lot and then proceeded to follow me home right? And then as I pulled into my parents' subdivision area, and got close to the house, it starts slowing down more, and it slowed down just enough to creep by and watch me go inside my house. And it made and like whoever was driving that van made sure that I knew that they were following me and that they were watching me go inside my house. Like they made sure that I knew it. And it was a very unsettling. It's a very unsettling feeling when you know someone's watching you and following you, and they follow you home late at night, and they're in a parking lot alone. They pull up behind you, follow you home, and then watch you get into your house. And it's a very unsettling feeling, especially when you know it's the government doing it and it's the military. Very, very unsettling feeling. You know, we had investigators at the house from the military, almost like Men in Black type thing. You know, just in suits, very stone faced, very non emotional, just very straightforward and to the point. So, you know, I still don't know what happened to this day or what caused it, but it was a very strange uh, occurrence in my life. Just the whole thing was very weird, man. Even at the funeral, there was people there watching and stuff like that that were like, didn't know who they were, where they were from, and then once a certain point happened, they just left. It was very very different. You know, we had news reporters there, and they were it was just a very strange time, man. That was a very strange week and a half, dude. I don't know how to put it. So for the two National Guardsmen out there in DC, you know, thoughts and prayers to you and your family. I've experienced loss around the holidays and um, tragic events and stuff like that. I know how hard it can be, um, especially on the families and the parents. I watched my mom, you know, decline very rapidly after my brother passed away. You know, she declined very quickly in health and kind of blamed herself for things and stuff like that. So it's very hard in the family for sure. And to think that, you know, I just wish people would wake up to the fact, dude, that there are people, you know, I just wish people would wake up to the fact that there are bad people in this world um, that want to do harm. You know, that's a thing. That's real. There are bad people that want to do harm in this world. Case in point, what happened in DC. You know, we have to wake up and protect ourselves. And when I say protect ourselves, you know, I don't mean go out there and look for people of certain nationality, but you gotta be more aware, just more aware of your surroundings and more aware of the current events and the you know, you gotta read the room better. You gotta realize that there's people out there that want to do harm, you know, to U.S. citizens and to other people. We gotta be aware and alert on those things. If you say, you know, if you see something, say something. You know, if you think something's out of place or you see something strange going on or someone's acting weird or public or whatever it may be, man, you gotta speak up and say something. Because there's people that want to do harm in this world. There's bad, evil people in this world. It exists. It's true. Evil exists, whether you want to believe it or not. You can't have one without the other. You can't just, you know, both sides exist of the coin. And I hopefully this will wake people up to the fact of what's going on in the United States, man. I said, dude, you know, I do this every morning. You know, I'm very much in the news. You know, I very much stay connected in the news and current events and what's going on and all those things. That's because, you know, this is what I want to do and this is what I want to become. And the more I stream and the more I want to go out in the wild and, you know, live stream certain things, you know, I need to know what's going on out there. I need to know the current events. I need to know, you know, about religion, different kinds of religions, different kind of policies, different kind of things. Got to take care of myself. I want to start doing these kind of things to get ready for it. That's what I'm kind of doing, preparations, So when I go out into the public and talk to people about topics or whatever it might be, I'm fully capable of doing such things. This is why I do what I do right now and everything. It's for that reason. It's to get ready for those moments where, if I'm out somewhere at a protest or a rally somewhere and I'm aware of the situation, what's going on, I can engage with people, have a good conversation with people, and hold my own, and that looks stupid, doing it. So this is why I like always watch. This is why I watch the news and do all these kind of things and stuff like that. It's for that reason. So not everything in life is, a script or a game or um, the elites trying to pull the strings. Shit happens. Real life happens. Real life people get hurt. You know. And who knows what's gonna come of this? I can't tell you. I know. I imagine the president isn't gonna take it laying down or too lightly because you got the previous. It's like no one wants. It's once again. I was saying it 2 days ago, man. This is why America is tough, dude. Because it's like I said it 2 weeks ago or 2 days ago. You have people that pretty soon are trying to like double dip in rights, man. They're trying to double dip and triple dip in human rights to say, well, I have the rights of American, I have the rights of whatever country I come from, and I have the rights of my religion. So you have people trying to like triple dip in their rights, and then you got people who don't know better, citizens or whatever, who think like, oh, let's all be good people and yeah, free speech and all those things and whatever it may be. And it just I don't know. I wish people would just wake up more, I guess, really. It's just sad that this had to happen. It shouldn't have happened either. No one should have to worry about those kind of things when they're just keeping guard and keeping the public safe and just doing their job and not really doing anything. It's like they were looking out. It's like they were going out looking for trouble. They weren't in like a battle or a war. They were literally on the streets, just guarding the streets, man. So, prayers out to them and their family during the holidays. And that's my 2 cents on it, whatever it's worth. So, I'm gonna pivot out of that because, um, you know, Thanksgiving time though. Hopefully you got something to be thankful for. What am I thankful for? Let's see here. Well, thankful for my friends. Well, first of all, thankful for my family, my father, my sister, her 2 kids. Um, Thankful for my friends, my coworkers who put up with me through the bad days, the good days. Hopefully, they're more good days than bad though, and thankful that they pushed me to be a better me, and um, grateful that I have them, even my friends too, and Phil. If you ever see this, Phil, thankful for you, bud, on this Thanksgiving and being there throughout all my years and helping me get through tough times. I will say that. Thankful for Phil, what he's done for me. What are you thankful for out there? Let me know down below. if you're watching this, or if you do watch it, let me know what you're thankful for out there. Hopefully it's something good. What we doing today? Oh man, I'm not sure what we're doing today on stream. I just wish people would wake up, man. I really do. To what's going on in this country before it's too late. And other people are gonna start speaking up for you. And it's not gonna be what you want, and it's not gonna be what you like. Because you don't care now, you're not paying attention now. Don't start wailing and moaning when if things start going south. Because where were you, 5-6 years ago when this all started? This is why I kind of started the channel in the first place. Wake up, Justin. It's kind of like, wake up not only for myself, but for other people in the United States. It's like, wake up to what's going on, Wake up to the fact that there's bad people in this world. Wake up to the fact that we need to start changing our ways. Wake up, to the fact that you need to start being a better citizen or a better person or a better father or a better mother or a better brother, whatever it may be. But yeah, wake up and realize, there's only two options in life you can be. You can either be the worst you or the best you. Those are the two things you can be in life. I don't know why anyone would choose to be the worst version of themselves. Makes no sense to me. You would never take a job for less pay. So why are you shortchanging yourself? One thing you can be in life. That's the only thing you can do in life. The only thing you do in life is be the best you possible that you know how to be. And in return, you being the best you in life will fix and heal everything around you. It's like a ripple effect, a butterfly effect. If everyone around you was the best version of themselves, it would ripple out even more. And so on and so on. I tell people that all the time, Only one thing in life you can be, and that's it. And it's true. You can only be the best you. Even, that's how the law of attraction works, man. It's becoming the best you. Because once you become the best you start attracting things that you want. Because then you know yourself better, you know what you need, what you're looking for in a partner, and all those things, and then you start naturally attracting things to yourself when you become the best version of yourself. Whether you're a guy or a girl, it doesn't matter. So. And in return, coming the best you, God will shine down on you because he knows that you've been working hard, grinding, and doing good and all those things. So he will reward you even more than before, just for that fact. Michael Jackson, take a look at, if you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and make the change. I mean, that might be one of the realest song hooks ever in history. If you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and make the change. Self accountability to the maximum. You want to make a better world, start with you. Don't go out there and try to fix the world's biggest problem when you yourself are part of it. I always see people my little small town, whatever, I always see people and it's like the whole like peace and love signs, whatever, but it's like all like old boomer Democrats, like peace, love, blah, 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 and stuff like that. But it's like, dude, like, what is that really doing? Go out there and do something. Like, I don't know, to me, that's just like kind of pointless, The whole sign out in the road is like peace and love for 3 hours. What do you, is that, I don't know. It just doesn't, that kind of stuff doesn't add up to me, Because at the end of the day, it's like, when was the last time people protesting and back then, in those days. Other than that, when's the last time protesting actually worked anywhere in the United States? When? Or when's the last time it changed anything? I could look it up real quick. I don't know when that is actually. To be honest with you, I bet you. Let's find out. Oh, geez. I could be wrong. I'm just making assumptions here. Hold on. The Civil Rights Act of 2021 from George Floyd was the last time. 7 times that protests changed. Let's look at this real quick. 7 times that protests changed U.S. history. Right? An overreaching narrative in American life today is that our system are so broken and the game so rigged that there is no point in participating in democracy. Now, in the face of more senseless violence against individuals and communities of color, specifically black Americans, people in all 50 states are showing up to protest. The Boston Tea Party, number 1, December 16, 1773. The Quaker Petition Against Slavery. That's it? Hold on. What? Where's the rest of it? Okay, well, whatever that was about. Get out of here. The George Floyd protests, the March for Science. The Women's March in Washington, the Protestant Reformation, the storming of Bastille, Gandhi's Salt March, the Boston Tea Party, South Africa's National Day of Protest. MLK, yeah. Tiananmen Square. I thought about that one. A mass of at least 1 million people, mostly students seeking democratic reform, had peacefully occupied Beijing Square for 7 weeks when the Chinese military unexpectedly rolled in tanks to clear them out. Numbers are imprecise, but it's estimated that at least 700 protesters were killed in the city. Jeez, dude. They killed 700 of their own people? Wild. For a protest? That's crazy. Oh, yeah, the Berlin Wall, Iraq War, the Orange Revolution. Can you find videos of that on YouTube? I wonder if you can. Think you can? Let's find out. No, 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 no. 8.6 million. I don't know what we're doing right now.
Noontime today in the center of Beijing when a man walked to the middle of the Avenue of Eternal Peace, which as it happened was already occupied. He walked to the middle and stood there.
Crazy.
The man was alone. The tank was not. It wasn't just a single tank he stopped. There were 18 tanks and armored carriers in this convoy, and while he talked to the crew and ignored the gunfire, he stopped all of them.
He's
One
hugging
man
the
alone,
tank.
of course, can't stop an army. Except for a moment, that's exactly what happened here. For 3 minutes in the middle of the day, an army was stopped by a man who stood still. A man who'd made up his mind, it seems, though why we just don't know. But when bystanders rushed in to save this stubborn soul, it wasn't easily done. He was pushed away at last, faceless in the crowd. Safe, we think, but in a city verging on calamity. What moves a man to just stand still? Is it courage or outrage or madness? We can't tell what was on his mind, and we can't forget what he did.
I wonder if they
CBS News, Beijing.
I wonder if they ever found that man.
A single man against the juggernaut of the state. He was one of the. It was.
At this hour, there are hundreds of thousands of people here in Tiananmen Square. Perhaps as many as 500,000, even more. In the history
I don't know how we got here,
of
but we
China,
did.
There has never been anything like this. For the first time in huge numbers, the ordinary men and women of Beijing, the old and the young, professors and taxi drivers, have joined the student protests, lending their support to what has now taken on all the appearances of a peaceful popular uprising against the oppressiveness of communist rule, a campaign for China's renewal in an atmosphere of freedom and democracy.
The government has to admit that this demonstration is a patriotic demonstration.
In an unprecedented development, members of the Chinese Army's Supply Department joined the protest, the first time any section of the security forces has endorsed the students' cause. While Mikhail Gorbachev was talking inside the Great Hall of the People, a thin line of police kept guard outside, but their presence was only symbolic. The students and their supporters are in firm control of the heart of Beijing. The 3,000 student hunger strikers remain at the core of the protest. In the brutal heat, they were collapsing and being rushed off to hospitals every few minutes. But there was no weakening of the protesters' resolve. As the afternoon wears on here, the crowd gets bigger.
3,000 on a hunger strike, too?
Groups lending their
Wow.
support to the students. In the past few minutes, a research group of the State Council, that's the Chinese cabinet, has marched into the square waving its banners to the applause of many here. There were also members of a publishing branch of the Central Committee of the Chinese Communist Party. So the phenomenon we're witnessing now as this protest gets bigger and bigger is that people from the branches of the government itself are joining in, lending their support, hoping that this protest will produce results, that the government will respond to the
why were they protesting
dialogue and begin to implement the kind of genuine reforms as opposed to cosmetic reforms that.
Why were they protesting in the
Scattered protests continue to sputter, and there are new reports of skirmishes and violence in the wake of this weekend's massive military assault aimed at smashing China's pro-democracy demonstrations. ABC's Todd Carroll
will never venturing out of their homes to look at the smoldering aftermath of the violent attack that dealt a staggering blow to the pro-democracy movement in this country. The brutal assault by an estimated 30,000 Chinese troops ended at Tiananmen Square in the heart of Beijing, where thousands of students had been staging a sit-in for democracy for the past 3 weeks. In a last-ditch effort to stop the army, demonstrators tossed firebombs on armored personnel carriers and tanks as they rumbled into the square early Sunday morning. But it was impossible to stop the advance, and eventually the students were forced to evacuate. Soldiers fired automatic weapons into crowds of civilians, and the casualties were staggering. The Chinese Red Cross says at least 2,600 people were killed. The students claim thousands of others were wounded. There has been no official casualty announcement from the Chinese government. Defiant demonstrators have been continuing to skirmish with the army despite its overwhelming presence in and around Tiananmen Square. At one point, they set an ambulance on fire and aimed it at the troops.
Damn.
The vehicle smashed into a traffic island, and that prompted the soldiers to open fire once more on the students. This morning, troops were seen severely beating demonstrators in the Forbidden City district near the square.
Crazy.
At least 3 of them were arrested. The goddess of democracy statue has been toppled by Chinese troops.
I don't know why I'm watching the Tiananmen Square protest for. It beats me. How we got here.
Across China boycotted class and party leaders delivered.
The question of the day, are events in China out of control?
Newfound sense of freedom.
Wild. Let's just type in Thanksgiving. The first Thanksgiving SNL. That's really the top thing. I don't even want to know.
The Continental Congress decreed that all 13 of America's colonies. Most Americans, the Pilgrims of Plymouth, Massachusetts, are the iconic inspiration for today's Thanksgiving feast. After the winter of 1620 killed almost half of their people, the colonists formed a relationship with the neighboring Wampanoag tribe, who taught them about fishing, planting, and hunting. By autumn of 1621, the colonists had collected enough food to feed the community through the coming winter. The Wampanoags joined the colonists for a 3-day feast in honor of their bounty. The feast probably did not include our modern Thanksgiving staple, turkey. More likely, the colonists and Wampanoags dined on roast goose, along with corn, codfish, and lobster. This 1621 harvest meal is now commonly thought of as the first.
You know, it just that when he said that they showed them how to, excuse me, when they said that they show them how to hunt and fish and farm, it's kind of like that kind of just hit me. It's like when I was talking about like markers, you know, markers that people strive for and try to become whatever. It's kind of like when I was saying, you know, Christianity in itself is the highest marker and the highest form of spiritual, or like, I don't know how to word it, but it's like the marker of a high, you know, Christ is, you know, the highest spiritual marker we have in, you know, as in human form. He is the highest spiritual marker from the way he lived, what he taught, and how he treated others. So if that's the highest spiritual marker we know that existed on Earth, then that's what, you know, we should strive for and strive to become. It's not about man, I'm trying to figure out how to word this. It's not about, you know, violence, controlling, wars, and all those things. It's about the individual soul trying to reach, or trying to, you know, see how close they can get to that marker. You know, like I said, visual thinker. It's kind of like when you do the high jumps, you know, and people jump up in the air and they smack like those poles to see how their vertical jump is, you know. It's kind of the same thing with Christ and Christianity. You know, Christ set the highest marker possible for spiritual beings in this realm, and that's what everyone should be trying to jump and hit, is that marker, or close to that marker can be on this earth. I know it's not it's weird because I can't put it into words. I can't I'm trying to think of like a good visual to put it as. But I get it. Like, I get why that would be the way of living and why that should be the way we live, because it's the highest spiritual marker on that we have on earth, on the highest form of purity and just everything. And this is kind of remind me of it for some reason.
First Thanksgiving. Yet for later generations of colonists, New England days of Thanksgiving had little to do with the 1621 Harvest Festival. Theirs was a religious holiday, descended from Puritan days of fasting, prayer, and giving thanks to God. Every autumn, the governor of each colony would declare days of thanksgiving for bountiful harvests, victorious battles, or drought-ending rains. In 1777, the Continental Congress decreed that all 13 of America's colonies celebrate a national day of Thanksgiving that year in celebration of their victory over the British at Saratoga.
So we're doing the opposite.
Many states celebrated the holiday.
Thanksgiving should be about fasting and stuff.
Varied by weeks or even months. A determined magazine editor named Sarah Josepha Hale set about establishing a national Thanksgiving Day.
Sarah Josepha Hale?
She believed that such a day would help unite a nation headed towards civil war. Hale began a one-woman letter-writing campaign.
This is why I said about, like, you know, the trajectory of where we are now has been altered by people's own personal opinions. Like she was an editor in magazine, decided to do this to try and bring people together during the you know what I mean? So like people's own
urging politicians to establish an annual day of Thanksgiving.
People's own, you know, people's own I don't know, but it's changed the trajectory of where we are now, for sure.
Her efforts were finally rewarded by Abraham Lincoln, who saw the unifying potential of the holiday. In 1863, 4 months after the victory at Gettysburg, he declared the last Thursday of November to be Thanksgiving Day. By the 20th century, Thanksgiving was a welcome day of leisure from a 6-day work week. In the 1920s, the National Football League was formed. In an effort to boost attendance, the fledgling Detroit Lions devised the concept of a Thanksgiving Day game.
Huh. Really?
Parades also became a Turkey Day tradition.
Detroit Lions started? That's crazy.
Value as a kickoff to the Christmas shopping season. The Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade began in 1924, and year after year, millions of New Yorkers braved the cold to watch the festivities.
It's still going on today. Right there on the sidebar.
With modern life moving faster than ever, Thanksgiving gives us a day to take a collective breath, reconnect with loved ones, and remember just how much we have to be thankful for.
It's Bet you didn't know Thanksgiving history.
Deer as gifts for the colonists. So venison was definitely on the first Thanksgiving menu. But we bet you didn't know that turkey was not. They also didn't have pumpkin pie or potatoes, which hadn't been introduced to New England yet. And while they may have eaten cranberries, they would have been served plain, not in a sauce or relish. The Pilgrims didn't plan on starting a Thanksgiving tradition. In fact, they didn't repeat the November celebration in subsequent years. In 1789, President George Washington announced the first ever national Thanksgiving holiday, which took place on Thursday, November 26th. But it didn't become an annual tradition nationwide until the 19th century. That's when an American writer named Sarah Josepha Hale, most famous for writing the nursery rhyme Mary Had a Little Lamb, was inspired by a diary of pilgrim life to recreate that first Thanksgiving feast.
She wrote Mary Had a Little Lamb? Crazy.
Hale waged a nearly 30-year campaign to make Thanksgiving a national holiday. She also published recipes for pumpkin pie, turkey, and stuffing that probably didn't appear on the Pilgrims' plates, but would become the staples of modern.
Dude, this woman, you kidding me?
In 1863, in the midst of the Civil War, President Abraham Lincoln announced that the nation would celebrate Thanksgiving every year on the final Thursday in November.
That's crazy.
Did you know, in
she wrote,
1939, President Franklin...
That lady wrote Mary Had a Little Lamb, got Thanksgiving a national holiday, wrote the pumpkin pie recipe, stuffing recipe, and turkey recipe. Wow. Crazy. Didn't know that.
Franklin D. Roosevelt decided to move the holiday up a week to give Depression-era retailers more time to make money during the pre-Christmas shopping season.
Of course.
The move was widely criticized, and in 1941, FDR signed a bill fixing Thanksgiving on the fourth Thursday in November, where it stays today. One of the quirkiest Thanksgiving traditions began in 1989, when President George H.W. Bush granted the first official pardon to a turkey. Every November since then, the current Oval Office occupant has given a reprieve to 1 or 2 turkeys, sending them into retirement on a farm rather than to a dinner table. Though it only began in the late
Where
20th
is
century,
what?
The story has become one of the more unusual chapters in the long history of Thanksgiving traditions.
Interesting.
The Roaring 20s.
The history of the Thanksgiving Day Parade. We're watching Thanksgiving stuff today, man. It's Thanksgiving. Chill out.
These decadent times were especially good for the Macy's department store. By 1924, Macy's had expanded to cover an entire city block, from Broadway and Herald Square all the way to 7th Avenue.
Wow.
The store just expanded to become the world's largest store. They wanted to do something to celebrate. It was Thanksgiving.
Hold on, is Macy's really the world's largest store? I don't think I ever.
Just 2 weeks before Thanksgiving, Macy's president Herbert Strauss announced that New York would be treated.
Can we watch Garfield on stream? Will it get shut down? It probably will, won't it?
Don't blame John. Snappy repartee does not. Oh, shut up. Why is everybody picking on me? Well, what's wrong with being large-boned anyway?
I've seen all your movies.
I haven't watched Garfield forever.
To have your battery removed.
I wouldn't like that, Mr. Wells.
It's not like I'm all that overweight. I can still see my feet.
I've seen Citizen Kane 8 times.
All right, that's it. Your history.
Garfield, come on. Garfield. That's an old reference. That's an old reference.
Odie. Oh, Odie.
Cookies, flour, salt, and sugar.
Are you anywhere around here, boy? It's snack time.
What a cartoon, dude. I mean, even though you can tell, like, someone drew this by hand, it's not perfect. Like, look at this. I mean, you can tell, like, it's still, you know. I'd rather have stuff like this that you can tell someone actually drew than, like, nice computer-generated stuff, you know. Like, you can tell someone, you know, as you get some more of a human touch to it, you know.
The lack of food must be making me hallucinate.
Why is he stirring his coffee with his finger?
Well, aren't we nasty today? Save your energy, Garfield. Nothing you do can spoil my good mood. It's
Oh yeah, and his grandma. I forgot.
Oh, ooh, which reminds me, she'll be here in about 3 hours, so I better get the old turkey out of the freezer.
3 hours? Isn't the turkey really frozen or something like that? I forget. I haven't seen this in forever, man.
Okay, first we start with the bird. Let's see here. Remove bird from freezer at least 24 hours before cooking.
24
well, I'm
hours.
sure that's just a minor technicality.
Yum, yum. Turkey on a stick.
Remove giblets from cavity and stuff with 1 cup of prepared stuffing. Oh, well, you can't believe everything you read.
I can hardly bear to watch.
Place in roasting pan, breast side up. Rub skin with
Hey.
butter. Well, I don't see what good that'll do, but okay. Cover with
Stream
foil
might
and
get taken
roast
down for this. I don't know.
degrees for 5.5 hours.
Probably not, though.
I guess I'll just have to speed things up a bit. 500 degrees.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, now for the vegetables.
500?
Corn, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, turnips, squash.
Ooh.
Be still my beating heart.
Add water and done. To hear Mom and Grandma talk, I always thought preparing a Thanksgiving meal was tough. Ha!
That is not how you cook vegetables, my man.
I'd better spruce myself up a bit.
Thanksgiving. Humbug. What good is it if you're on a
Humbug.
diet? If I can't enjoy Thanksgiving, nobody will.
You know, old buddy, if you want something in this world, you just gotta reach out and grab it. Know what I mean? I mean, I'm a man, right?
Well, you're a wimpy man, but yeah, you're a man.
And Liz, she's a woman, right?
You're a
No,
wimpy
John,
man.
she's a veterinarian, and a cruel one at that.
It's time this relationship with Liz got off the ground. She's the one I want, and by golly, I intend to get her.
Careful, you're starting to sweat off your shaving cream.
I'm going to win her heart, Garfield. You'll see. I'm in control of my own destiny. Yeah.
Ever considered putting someone else in charge of your destiny?
Garfield, I need help.
Understatement of
Oh,
the
this is
year.
great.
As you know, clothes make the man. I need your frank opinion on what to wear for dinner. How about the formal look?
No.
Semi-formal? Informal? High roller? The sporty look? Disco John? Beast? The rugged individualist?
A rugged individualist. A ballerina? Come on now.
I'm running out of clothes, Garfield. You got any suggestions?
Yeah, try dressing as yourself.
Maybe if I just dressed as myself.
Guy has a shaky grasp of the obvious.
How's this?
Bingo! With one teeny tiny little exception.
Oh boy, she's here, Garfield.
Oh, your pants.
She actually came.
When it comes to insecurity, John's a heavyweight.
John's a heavyweight.
Liz, nice to see you.
Nice polka dot boxer shorts.
Oops. Thanks for telling me I wasn't wearing any pants, Garfield.
Oh, sure. Blame it on the pet.
Come on. I want you to be nice to my dinner guest.
First, I have to be a fashion consultant. Now I have to be an actor.
Come in, my dear. Welcome to my humble abode. It's not much, but
Oh
we
boy.
like to call it
Here we go.
Yeah, come in, Doc. Tell me, are you fond of indigestion?
Something smells.
Oh, that's just a little Thanksgiving dinner I whipped up.
Oh, I was afraid of that.
Make yourself comfortable, Liz. I need to slip into the kitchen and take care of a few last-minute details.
Yeah, like finding something to eat.
So, Garfield, how's the diet? I see you're still the size of an aircraft carrier. Well, as long as you're here, I might as well check you for any deficiencies. I don't want you to become anemic.
Don't forget beriberi, rickets, and scurvy, too, Doc.
Sometimes people who suffer from vitamin deficiencies as a result of dieting can become listless. They can also be irritable or nervous. Sometimes they suffer from an uncontrollable twitch or even dementia. They may even have difficulty in breathing. You know, Garfield, maybe this diet has been too hard on you. I'd rather see you fat and healthy than like this. Maybe I could let you skip the diet for right now and start you with some mild exercise instead. Would you like that?
Whoa, Garfield, hey.
I'm free, I can eat. Oh, joy, oh, rapture, oh, no.
John, your turkey's still frozen, bud.
Hey, John, another frozen dinner?
Everything is ruined, Garfield. What can I do? Doomed. Liz will never speak to me again.
Call Grandma.
Very funny, Garfield. I can't feed Liz this.
John, you nitwit.
Well, this is Grandma's favorite record. Should I play it for Liz? This old pillow Grandma crocheted is comforting, Garfield, but it still doesn't solve the problem with dinner. I'm not cold, Garfield. Why did you drag out the sweater Grandma made for me last Christmas?
Last chance.
I know. I'll call Grandma. She'll know what to do. Oh, John, you're a genius.
If he had a brain, he'd be dangerous.
If he had a brain, he'd be dangerous.
You're a lifesaver. See you in a few.
Oh, we got no. I take it. Hit. We got hit with it. It took it down. We got hit with the copyright. Spider-Man. Oh, where's Mickey Mouse at? What? Where? Where's Mickey Mouse? I see a pumpkin. Garfield got the stream taken down. I figured it would. I didn't think. I thought maybe Garfield was a free use. Because I thought. I don't know. I thought Garfield was maybe on PBS or something, but I was wrong. Garfield wasn't on PBS, I guess. Hey, Mickey Mouse. That's a float, dude. That's a float. Uh-oh. That's pretty cool. I wonder how long it takes to build something like that. It's crazy they have that many police guarding the Mickey Mouse float, huh? That's a big balloon right there, man. Bro, that's a big balloon.
Come on, Temple, turn it on, let's go!
Oh my gosh. Dude, that's huge. How? That's pretty wild, actually. Do. That's a huge balloon. We're watching the parade, man. Thanksgiving Macy Days parade is what we're watching. Oh, okay. No, you didn't miss Conan. The fact that you just watch chat go by is pretty crazy. That's just the chat in the live stream. That's not mine. What are they saying? Oh. 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 Okay. Oh, where's the no song? They're just gonna okay. What's this one? Oh. And they have a giant Despicable Me. Stuart the Minion? Come on. What's that one? Just a Macy's soccer ball? I mean, I guess they did. I mean, it's called Macy's. I mean, I wonder how much it costs to put this parade on every year. What do they got? What are they doing? What were the costs for this parade is every year? $13 million for this parade? Holy shnikes, dude. That's wild. On Friendsgiving? That's wild. This thing cost $13 million to do a parade.
Making sure those Labubus stay in check. It's our Keystone Cops and Funny Bone Medical Team.
That's wild. $15 million, man. Oh, the K-pop, of course. Goes for 2.5 miles, huh?
It's our Big Turkey Spectacular.
It's not bad.
He usually says it wasn't me, but tonight it is. It's Shaggy!
That's a cool one. Well, maybe. I don't know. That Spider-Man was huge, though. Spider-Man was a huge parade. It was a huge balloon. This one, eh.
One more time for Shaggy, New York. Let's go!
How much is the, look like a balloon? Well, like, how much is like a 30 to 100,000? It's $190,000 for a new balloon. It's crazy. It's a lot of money. A lot of money. Oh, what is this? Oh, I don't like it. I don't like that one. Hold on, they have candy or just confetti they're throwing? Don't they throw candy at parades? No? What is this thing? What is this? Hold on, who is this? Hold on, who is that? Who was that guy? I don't know who that guy was. Oh, I hear drums coming though. What song is that? What song was that? Oh man. Come on, drop it. Oh, oh. Okay. Oh. What is this? Uh-oh. That one's really low to the ground. Why? I feel like that one's dragging a little bit. I don't know who that is. I couldn't tell you what that is. I do not know. That's also a big balloon, though. What is this? It's a school bus. You know you got to change, baby. I didn't know what it was, that song. Da, 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 you know who we're about to land, baby. Oh, that's a cool statue. And who is this?
Brand new for 2025 from our friends at Holland America, truly a work of art. It's the land of glaciers, wildlife, and wonder, starring Jewel.
Oh, it's a Kool in the Gang? Oh, it's the Bronx Zoo. I imagine the Bronx Zoo probably gets a free pass, I would imagine, in the parade. They probably don't pay anything. That person riding a giraffe? That person is riding a giraffe. Oh, they're on the balconies. They got the best view. Smokey the Bear? Hold on, who's playing that music? I'm confused. Okay, we got the natives. Wow. He is decked out, man. Holy cow. Dude, that guy was decked out. Are you kidding me? For real. Who's that? Don't know. Holland America Line? And never heard of Holland America Line. Eagle Scout Snoopy? Smokey the Bear. I think my dad's house till noon today, so I got a little time still. Of course we do. Huh. What's it called again? The Age of Disclosure is what it's called. Let's see if we can find it on YouTube real quick. Hold on. That was 10 months ago. No, you can't find it.
Or provided access to it.
Change the trajectory for species.
When does it come out?
Lawmakers, military members that were willing to open up to you over this 3-year period. How did you convince them all to go on their
people ever would have spoken that he had learned humanity?
He snapped. What is that thing? That's a crazy float. Dude. That's a wild float. And foreigners on it? And then you got Pac-Man? Now you got Pac-Man. Dude, do kids know what Pac-Man even is these days? I wonder. That's what I want to know.
From Nickelodeon and Paramount Plus, it's the world of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle float.
The float?
Starring the one, the only, Busta Rhymes!
What? Buster Rhymes? No way. Is there a better view of this? There's no, like, there's no, yep, that is the,
Another from Nickelodeon and Spin Master, it's Marshall from Paw Patrol!
No, don't like that. Don't like that one. That was too loud. That one's just weird.
From Nickelodeon and Paramount Plus, it's the world of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle float.
Happy late 40 years, Pac-Man. Yeah, I suppose there's no Pokemon. Why is everyone asking about Conan Gray? Hey. Hold on, where's Buster Rhymes? I want to see Busta Bust. Oh, here we go. Oh, they actually have people in TMT costumes? Oh, no way they do. Busta Rhymes. Dude, that's a crazy float. Dude, he's wearing a coat, boy. Jeez. Dude, he's wearing a coat. That's a crazy float, man. That's dope. Oh, it's a pizza shop one? The city? That's cool. I like that one. That was a cool float. This one... Buzz Lightyear? You miss SpongeBob. We didn't start the fire. It was always burning. Hold on, where are they going? What? Okay. A chorus line. Hold on. Where are they, though? Buzz Lightyear, first man on the moon. Okay. I don't know. All right. Hold on. Little John.
Identified as Ramanullah.
Oh, here we go.
Identified as Ramanullah Lakanwal. Reality more.
Who's this? Oh, Judge.
Is this working? Is this on? Where's?
Why is she?
It's working. All right. Thank you all for being here on this difficult day. As you know, my name is Janine Pirro. I am the United States Attorney for the District of Columbia, and I am joined here by several individuals who represent agencies who have been working around the clock since this horrific event happened. To my left, we have the Director of the FBI. We have General Leland Blanchard of the National Guard. Mayor Bowser is here as well.
Mayor Bowser, huh?
Of the DEA, Chris Hecht of DHS, Executive Assistant Chief Jeffrey Carroll of the MPD, Darren Cox of the Washington FBI Field Office, and a Special Agent in Charge, Samuel Ward of the ATF in Washington. Now, I want to provide you with an update on the tragic shooting that occurred on two brave members of the West Virginia National Guard as they served in Washington, D.C. Unfortunately, today, as most families join together to give thanks for the blessings that have been bestowed upon them, two families are shattered and destroyed and torn apart as a result of the actions of one man. First and foremost, our hearts go out to the victims and their families.
Man.
These are dedicated service members who were performing their duties in service to our nation, and they are currently in critical condition. They have undergone surgery. We pray for their well-being as they continue to be cared for in the best possible way. We have been in constant contact with their families.
Hopefully they recover.
And have provided them with every resource needed during this difficult time. The two National Guards men that we're talking about are Sarah Beckstrom, who's 20 years old, and Andrew Wolf, who is 24 years old. They were uniformed members of the West Virginia National Guard, and they were in D.C. to keep D.C. safe, pursuant to President Trump's executive order to make D.C. safe and beautiful. They answered the call, they took the charge, they volunteered, they put their lives on the line for people they don't even know. And that, unfortunately, is becoming a reality more and more for the members of law enforcement. Yesterday on Thanksgiving Eve at approximately 2:15, near 17th and I Streets in the northwest section of the district, near the Farragut West Metro Station, two uniformed guardsmen were ambushed in a brazen and targeted attack. A lone gunman opened fire without provocation, ambush style, armed with a .357 Smith & Wesson revolver. One guardsman is struck, goes down, and then the shooter leans over and strikes the guardsman again. Another guardsman is struck several times.
Holy cow,
Fellow
dude.
guardsmen who were there responded immediately, engaging the suspect, neutralizing the threat, and subduing him at the scene. He was transported to a local hospital where he remains, as we speak, under heavy guard.
Yeah, you
Thanks
think?
to the swift and coordinated response of the National Guard and the Metropolitan Police Department, no additional victims were harmed, and the scene was secured within minutes. The suspect, he has been identified as Ramanullah Lakhanwal, a 29-year-old Afghan who entered the United States under Biden's Operation Allies Welcome, a program following the disastrous withdrawal from Afghanistan. He resided in Bellingham, Washington, with his wife and, we believe, 5 children. And we're working very closely with our federal partners, especially DHS and the FBI, to review his immigration history and the vetting process itself. What we know about him is that he drove his vehicle across country from the state of Washington with the intended target of coming to our nation's capital.
Wow.
As we stand here today, the charges that are appropriate right now are 3 counts of assault with intent to kill while armed, a violation of D.C. Code 22-401 and D.C. Code 22-4502. He will also be charged with possession of a firearm during a crime of violence. He faces 15 years under the assault with the intent to kill. We intend to continue monitoring what the charges will be, depending upon the well-being of the guardsmen. We are praying that they survive and that the highest charge will not have to be murder in the first degree. But make no mistake, if they do not, that will certainly be the charge, murder in the first degree. The Department of Justice, under Attorney General Pam Bondi, is committed to a thorough and an impartial investigation where we will hold this perpetrator accountable under the full weight of the law.
I
Now,
should.
Sarah and Andrew volunteered. They came here to protect the people of the district. pursuant to a crime emergency that President Trump rightly declared in this city and in other cities across the country. Our nation's capital should not and must not be a place where evil comes to commit violence, whatever their cause or motive may be. We should not have to live in fear in the nation's capital, especially by one who came here from a foreign country. And through a process that was so absurd that he came through and released into this country, as many were, knowing virtually nothing about his vetting.
So crazy.
This is what happens in this country when people are allowed in who are not properly vetted.
So wild, man.
These guardsmen and all who are here to protect the district are the line that separates a civilized society from a barbaric one.
Yeah, you have to have law and order.
They're the ones who stand for law and order.
See, you have to have law and order.
This was not just an attack.
You have to.
It was a direct challenge to law and order in our nation's capital. And the individual will be made fully accountable.
Good.
And though it seems that we have been here before under President Trump, make no mistake, and the Attorney General, we will not allow this to be normalized. It will be confronted, condemned, and prosecuted to the full extent of the law. Now, my message to the individual who committed these acts is you picked the wrong target, the wrong city, and the wrong country, and you will be sorry for the violence and the evil that you perpetrated in our nation's capital. And now I call upon the Director of the FBI, Kash Patel.
Thanks, Judge. I'll begin my remarks and my remarks the same way, with prayer for our fallen soldiers, prayer for our law enforcement community, prayer for our National Guardsmen and women, prayer for our brave prosecutors at the Department of Justice and the offices of the D.C. United States Attorney. We must come together as a nation, especially on this Thanksgiving Day, and remember the sacrifices that so many are making around the world and around this country to secure our freedoms under President Trump's brilliant leadership and administration. I'll provide an update on the case as follows. It is an ongoing investigation of terrorism. Make no mistake about it. The FBI is leading out on this federal assault on a federal law enforcement officer investigation on many fronts. We immediately, with our law enforcement partners in the Metropolitan Police Department and the interagency, secured the scene, seized the weapon, sent in our evidence response team immediately to collect evidence, and started doing block-by-block canvasses. We are looking for and interviewing witnesses. The firearm and other materials have been sent to our Quantico laboratory already yesterday for immediate analysis. That work is ongoing. Partnering with the D.C. United States Attorney's Office, we have also executed multiple search warrants around the country to include the subject's last known residence, which is in the state of Washington. The search warrant was executed on that house last night or early this morning, and it is an ongoing process. All the individuals found in the house have been interviewed, and some interviews remain ongoing. We will not stop until we interview
individuals in the house.
With the subject, the house, and every piece of his life. There's also subject interviews relations conducted in San Diego, pursuant to our ongoing investigation. So, as the judge noted, this is a coast-to-coast investigation being led right here in Washington, D.C. And this subject definitely did pick the wrong country. And we will rise together as a nation to show the world what we do here. And we are thankful that we have the Attorney General's brave leadership and President Trump's brave leadership and priorities to safeguard our communities. I also spoke to Director of the CIA, John Ratcliffe, last night, and Secretary of War, Pete Hegseth. There is confirmation now that the subject had a relationship in Afghanistan with partner forces. We are fully investigating that aspect of his background as well, to include any known associates that are either overseas or here in the United States of America. That is what a broad-based international terrorism investigation looks like.
Wow.
We will provide continuous details to the American public while at the same time not jeopardizing the ongoing prosecution to ultimately hold this perpetrator accountable in our courts of law. We will provide as much transparency as possible, but as you can see, the breadth and scope of this investigation will continue. We will continue to hit the streets and hit every town and every house and talk to every witness. The men and women of the FBI and the Metropolitan Police Department and the interagency to include the Department of Homeland Security, DEA, and ATF are working tirelessly on this Thanksgiving Day. And I know just by talking to the leaders behind me that instead of going on and being with their families, everyone rogered up and showed up to work today. And none of them want to go home. That's the resolve that we have together as a team to bring to you justice for this heinous act of terrorism here in our nation's capital.
Wow.
And as the judge said,
They're calling it a terrorist act.
that our law enforcement partners are out there in full force to make sure the world can enjoy our nation's capital. We will not let this heinous act of violence prevent people from visiting our beautiful nation's capital. And we will also continue to highlight any evidence that we can publicly. And as the judge said, this individual is in this country for one reason and one reason alone, because of the disastrous withdrawal from the Biden administration and the failure to vet in any way, shape, or form, this individual and countless others. And this administration has taken the rightful step to stop any further allowance of people with this similar background into the country. And we're thankful for that. And as I said, this investigation remains ongoing. And I think I'll turn it over to General Blanchard of the National Guard now. Thank you.
Wild.
All across America this morning, families are waking up. They'll spend the day with their children, their brothers, sisters, husbands, wives, friends from across the community. There will be the smell of turkey, all the fixings. They'll watch parades,
experienced this, man.
Football games. They'll pray together. They'll talk about what they're grateful for.
I told you this morning, my brother.
This morning, there are two families that will not have that opportunity. Andy and Sarah's families, they're spending the day reflecting on the past. And in the days coming, they'll reflect on and think about what could have been, what might be. Because regardless of the outcome, we know that their lives, their families' lives are all changed forever. Because one person decided to do this horrific and evil thing. And all across America, we are also reminded that there are many law enforcement agents, first responders, soldiers, service members all around the world who at best will come home, eat some cold turkey, open up Tupperware, eat what's left over, because they spent the day defending the American ideals, getting out there and getting after it on every American citizen's behalf. I will say that the District of Columbia National Guard, this task force, is more committed this morning to the president's directive to make D.C. safe and beautiful. Our resolve will be tested. It is being tested, but make no mistake, each and every one of these soldiers and airmen will meet and exceed the expectation that we have for them. They are, in fact, America's best. I'm proud of each and every one of them. I pray for each and every one of them today, and in particular for these two young service members who are willing to go above and beyond and pay whatever price our nation asks of them. I ask every American today to keep them in their thoughts and prayers as you go about your day. Thank you.
Thank you, General. Mayor, where's Mayor Bowser? Yeah.
Thank you, Judge. I'm Muriel Bowser. I'm the mayor of Washington, D.C., and I want to associate myself with the remarks of our Adjutant General from the D.C. National Guard. I want to be very clear what the judge and everyone has reported here. Somebody drove across the country, came to Washington, D.C. to attack America. And that person will be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. These young people should be at home in West Virginia with their families.
How do you? That's weird.
I also want to say that both
Mm.
Sarah and Andrew, I believe, were sworn in less than 24 hours before they were shot on
Wow.
the street
What?
in Washington. Any questions? You know, as the directors indicated, this is a fluid investigation. People are working around the clock. It's too soon to say what the motive is, but there are definitely areas that we're looking into, but not ready to say. Yeah, he got shot by another guardsman. Yeah.
You mentioned earlier that he had the shooter had initially shot one of the guardsmen, then leaned over as they were on the
Shot
ground,
him again.
Shot again.
Yep.
How many shots are we?
Well, the specific number. Look, he had a .357 Smith & Wesson revolver. Okay, so I believe that's a six-shooter. Yeah. So you know that kind of tells us how many shots he had. Yes.
Judge, you mentioned we've been here before because we have. It was May when we were last here.
Yeah.
I want to ask if you could please comment to, obviously, we understand that you're saying this is under the Biden administration, and the words are that it was a failed withdrawal, and what happened there. There are people who are also upset with the president believing that the National Guard members should not even have been there if it were not for the executive order.
I don't even want to talk about whether they should have been there. We ought to kiss the ground and thank God that the president said it's time to bring in more law enforcement to make sure that a city that had the fourth highest homicide rate in the country was that violence was quelled. I'm not even going to go there.
Question for Director Patel.
That's a crazy question to be asking, bro. That's a wild question to ask during this time. To try to blame Trump, dude. Are you kidding me? What?
Well, you miss all the signs when you do absolutely zero vetting. And that's exactly what happened in this case. When you, in the prior administration, made the decision to allow thousands of people into this country without doing a single piece.
That's crazy that person asked that question.
That's how you miss every single sign. And Secretary Kristi Noem has put out details specifically related to your other questions, so I'll let that speak for themselves. Yes, I believe Kristi Noem put that out, and that's a DHS matter, and I'll refer it to them.
Could you elaborate on the investigative steps that were taken in
Sure.
San Diego? You mentioned Bellingham, Washington,
Sure.
where you live, but could you explain the San Diego connection?
So what happened was, thanks to the quick investigation by the interagency and the FBI, we were able to track down his last known residence. Working with the United States Attorney's offices here and at the Department of Justice and prosecutors across the country, we were able to serve search warrants literally overnight and through the night.
All night.
And we were able to hit the house in Washington State. During that process, we seized numerous electronic devices to include cell phones, laptops, iPads, and other material that is being analyzed as we speak. Pursuant to that investigation and any known associates of the subject and of that house is how we ended up in San Diego, where interviews were conducted and are going to be continued to be conducted. And we will go anywhere in the country or the world where the evidence leads us.
Relationships in San Diego you can talk about?
All of that is an ongoing investigation.
There's something going on in San Diego, too.
As far as Sarah and Andrew, who were injured, you say critical condition. Can you give anything beyond that? Are they expected to make it? Is it touch and go? Can you tell us a little more about how they're doing?
And the full spelling of their names, please.
It is Sarah Beckstrom, Beckstrom, and Andrew Wolfe with an E, Wolfe. Okay, and Sarah Beckstrom, S with an H. Okay, now with respect to their medical condition, as I said, they are receiving the finest medical care. Their families are with them now. They are critical. I think you understand the meaning of that. It's not clear, how this is going to end up. But let me be perfectly clear about how it will end up in this office. If one of them is to pass, and God forbid that happens, this is a murder one, period, end of the story. We are praying on a day like today when families come together in America and they hold hands around the Thanksgiving table. I beg you, I beseech you to pray for these two young people that they survive.
Mm.
Okay, I think that's it. Yeah.
Gabbard said that
Thank you,
he was
everybody.
a radical Islamist Afghan terrorist.
Yeah, we're not going there.
Do you have
We're not going there.
information on how he might have gotten radical?
No, no. Thank you.
Crazy, dude. There's something, that's crazy. All right. I think that's the end of the stream for me, man. Kind of hard to bounce back from, that, but hope everyone there has a good Thanksgiving. Enjoy your friends and family. Like I always say, may peace be with you. Take care of yourself. Take care of others. I'm Justin. I love you. Until Friday, I'll see ya. Peace.